Hello everybody, back here again for a vlog a day, and today is Monday the 6th, and today was a lovely, beautiful day to be alive. Got this morning, fairly decent time frame. Got the dogs outside, got them all taken care of. Crawled back into bed with my wife for a little bit, kind of just laying around there and whatnot, and getting a slow start. The dogs I had were super chill. They're not really concerned. I just need to make sure my dog gets out quickly because I don't want him pooping on the floor like he does often now at his age. So went ahead, got that done. She got up and around, was getting ready for work. I headed outside, played with the dogs for a little bit. Had a big 3D print that ran through the night that I shut off, and it survived. I didn't have any issues, which was nice. So I went ahead and got it prepped up, got another one started, and got it running. And then had a few things around the house to get done, nothing real major. I was just kind of hanging out, doing the general stuff that comes with day life. Went ahead and got a call early in the morning, I don't know, not really early, 10 o'clock, 9:30, 10 o'clock, where the hell it was, from my father-in-law. And apparently, I guess they went yesterday up to the record shop, and then he left his wallet there or something, like half his wallet, he said. I'm not sure, something about credit cards, or I don't know what the hell it was. So I don't know if he carries like a two-piece wallet. I have no idea, but he wanted to know if I could take him back up there sometime. Kind of sounded like he wanted me to take him right then. I'm like, well, I'm kind of busy right now, so really not high on my priority at the moment. So, and the problem with it is he was completely out of his damn mind, like wrecked. He was ripped. He wasn't making sense. He was just like, I'm like, what the hell? I know he just went and got his medical card back, and now he's smoking weed again, and he's using the whole vape pen thing. He smoked weed his whole life. Like, I don't know if he was just like this out of it when he smoked regular, grass and let up in a joint or a bong or whatever it was, one hitters and stuff, or if this is the vape pen thing. He's just not aware of how this shit works. I don't know, because he did the same thing before when he was medical card, before he went to the assisted living and stuff, because it was just, I don't know. I don't do well with drug addicts. And then he added a bunch of stress in our life with abuse of stuff. So it was bad. So it's one of those things where like he was just like out of his mind, and I was not really pleased talking to him. So I wasn't really in the best of mood, because he's went, I don't know, almost a year and a half, 2 years, when hell it's been, a year and a half. I don't think he smoked weed in a year and a half, 2 years. So clearly it's not needed for his, pain relief and whatnot. So this is a recreational thing, which is fine. But don't get drunk and call me. Don't get stoned and call me. Don't screw with me like this. It just, it pisses me off, and it's super annoying. I don't care if people use, drugs and stuff, kind of thing, as long as they're controlling it, as long as they're under control. But it's when you're not under control, then you can't make full sentences and nothing makes sense, and it's super annoying. So I got the phone pretty quickly. I was kind of upset. I was rather annoyed in the whole process. I was just like, really, dude? I talked to you the other day. You were over the house. We were hanging out. Everything was going good. And I was, I don't know. So that's all. I was looking forward to spending time with this guy. I really was. I was like, what the hell? But it's now not the case. So yeah, there's that. That's always a good, fun one. So yeah, I went ahead, and in the process of dealing with that, I went ahead and texted my wife, kind of like, hey, just so you know, your dad's ripped up on weed, and it doesn't make sense. He's like completely, just illiterate right now. It makes no sense at all. And I guess she reached out to him to find out, and he's like, yeah, I did too much, and blah, 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 and I shouldn't have done that much, and whatever stuff, and I'm just going to smoke at night now. I'm like, just don't be around me when you're smoking it. Like, it really pissed me off. And it was sad because, like I told my wife, we talked to him about it, he's been as clear-headed as we've dealt with him in years, literally years. And he's feeling some independence back. We talked about getting a go-kart, or not a go-kart, but a golf cart, so he can drive around and stuff around town here. We don't want to give him a full car, so we don't want him taking off to Georgia or some stupid shit again like he did before. But we thought about doing something like that. We got a couple other things we were talking doing. But when you can't control yourself, you don't know how to handle your alcohol or weed or whatever you want to call it, whatever substance you're on, you cannot control yourself. We can't trust you. Put behind the wheel and put other people at risk. It's just not worth the fact that you're going to hurt somebody, killing somebody in an accident, and going to jail forever for vehicular manslaughter. And it's just, involuntary or not, but if you get caught driving, it's stupid, man. It's so stupid. So yeah, that was not my most pleasant conversation. So I went in and hung around with the dogs for a while, kind of did a few other things, whatnot, and just kind of chilled out. Decided I was going to go for my run. So had to go out, actually went down and walked a dog that I had to go let out, and just basically walk around the backyard kind of thing and whatnot. So we hung out there for a little bit with the dog, got back to the house, went to get my run in, and on my run, my phone rang, which when I'm running, sometimes depending on who it is, I'll answer the phone. Sometimes I won't, depends on what's going on. But I was kind of breathing hard, I was running pretty quick pace, so I was out of breath by all means. And I saw it was him, and I was like, I'm not talking to this dude right now. I can't. Like, I'm already still not really over the whole shit he pulled before. I definitely don't want to deal with him right now. So I just hit the power button to shut it off, went silent, went to voicemail, went ahead and finished my run up. And after I got off my run, I listened to voicemail. He's like, oh, I'm calling to apologize for calling you. It was ripped up, blah, blah, blah. And the whole process, he's like, I'm better now. It's wore off and it's not affecting me now. That's why I'm calling to apologize and da-da-da. And before I got the voicemail, I texted him saying, hey, I didn't answer because I'm on the phone, I'm on a run right now. But I also don't want to talk to you right now when you're, ripped out on weed. You can't make sense. I don't want to talk to you. And then I get the voicemail, it says he's better and he's all, he's over it. It's wore off and all kind of crap. It's been a few hours now. And I'm like, nope, you couldn't remember my damn name. Like, you called me by the wrong name 3 times. Took you 3 tries to get my name right. And I mean, we've known each other for like 7 years now. So can't imagine that's a normal thing, because before you smoked the weed yesterday and for months before, you got my name right every damn time. So I was really annoyed with the voicemail, even super not happy about the whole thing. And I told my wife afterwards, I'm like, I'm gonna become an Uber driver for him. Like, I'm not gonna hang out with the dude. I'm not gonna take him out places. I'm gonna take him for car rides and stuff. And I just don't want to, I can't be around people who show so little respect for my wishes. It doesn't do well for me. So now even also makes me realize he's not allowed to have a car again anytime soon, because he clearly, at this point, he's thinking he's perfectly fine. He still can't remember my damn name, which means he's not able to drive. He would not be even close to being, under the right state of mind to go drive. But he thinks he's perfectly fine, and he's not. So it becomes a thing. So that became a good part of my day. Just that stress and all that crap just drives me nuts. So from there, got back to the house, went ahead and was working on my toilet. I put a new toilet in, and the floor system is just super unlevel. I put the tile in, it's not level all there, and it's wobbling a little bit back and forth. So I was working on it, trying to get it better. Tried to shim it up a little bit and whatnot, and it just wasn't going well. And one of the bolts had actually broken the flange that holds the toilet in. So I was dealing with that. And then my phone rang, and it was my grandfather back up in Iowa, which he rarely calls me. I think August, September, what it was, I was in Iowa the last time we spoke, and he hasn't called me since then. So I'm just like, I'll call him. My rule is 4 times I call him, then I inform him over and over again, hey, I'm not calling you until you call me, because I feel like all I'm doing is I really want to call you, and maybe you don't want to talk to me, who knows. So I went ahead and I let him know deeply that it was on him, his turn to call. And again, that was August, September, so a few months go by. Phone rings. I had my hands covered in wax ring and all kinds of gunk. I didn't feel like answering my phone, so I was like, let it ring. Went ahead and basically said I'll call him after dinner. So I got a couple other things done. Got the toilet figured out, kind of what I was doing. Didn't fix my need. I had to go buy more parts for it. So I'll worry about that crap. That's tomorrow's problem. But went ahead, got myself a shower. After I got a shower, I was gonna have dinner. Ended up with some like a pork roast, and then we had some baked beans with it. I think Mom was planning on doing like a pulled pork sandwich, but I don't do pulled pork sandwiches. It comes out of the roaster, and then you need to like rip it all up and then basically barbecue it and then put it on a sandwich. You don't pull just chunks of meat out and then don't barbecue it. It doesn't have the right taste. So I just ate it on my plate by itself with the baked beans, mixed it all together. It was good, nice and tasty, nice and juicy. My wife made herself up a steak because she's back on her diet plan finally. Thinks she's ready to start dealing with that whole hassle after being sick from COVID. And pork's not on her list, but steak is. So she made herself up a little steak, and we ended up having dinner together. And while we're waiting for her steak to get cooked, we're sitting there. Oh, also during the day, I forgot, while I was there, we lost power midday, and I was like, holy crap, it's gonna suck. So I was like, oh, whatever. So we hang out. I was printing a shark for my buddy, and that print died like halfway through it. So I got a half a day for the print. It's just dead now, but it is what it is. And I went ahead and I'll try and see if it saves it when it comes back on. But I went ahead and unplugged the machine because I wanted to make sure I was there when it came back on. So during that, went ahead, and that's when I got my run in. My alarm, I was doing stuff and whatnot. As I was heading out to go walk the dog, the power came back on and my alarm was going crazy. My mom didn't know how to turn it off, so I had to tell her how to turn it off and make it stop beeping. So she got it figured out, and then I went and walked the dog and stuff, got back. Then the grandpa called, all that kind of thing. And then I had a meet and greet also. And then while I was waiting for my wife to get her steak cooked, my grandfather called again, which he never calls twice. Like, that's super, super weird for him to do, and definitely not common at all. So I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. So I answer the phone, and basically it's that whole small talk. How are you? How are you? Da, da, da. He's like, oh, I got some bad news. And I'm like, okay, what? You know, and I guess apparently my aunt died. They think she'd been dead for a few days when they finally found her, but I guess normally she calls him on Sundays and kind of touch base. She never calls it. He called her and she never answered. So he ended up calling her daughter to go up and check on her, and she basically, I don't know if she saw her through the door or whatever, I don't know, but she couldn't rouse her, so I assumed she was napping. So she goes, I'll check on her tomorrow if I don't hear from her tomorrow, which most likely she's alcoholic like my father was, and they're assuming just drunk, passed out, whatever. So Monday morning rolls around today, they roll around and there's no response. They can't get her. They end up breaking the door down and she's dead on the couch, and they think she's been dead a few days. So yeah, it is what it is there. So, but it was that weird thing. I'm like, oh, okay. And he goes, well, you know, she had breathing problems. I'm like, nope, didn't have nothing to do with that part of the family. If you didn't tell me about it, I didn't know about it because we didn't talk. So kind of that whole thing was there. So I'm like, oh, there you go. And he made the remark, he's like, I'm the only one left in my family. All my family's dead. And I go, that's the, you know, that's what you get for living too long. You know, there's really no other option there. But I thought, you do realize you're talking to your blood grandson, right? Like, all your family's dead, but okay, whatever. So he went ahead and he talked a couple more minutes and stuff, and he was very quick to want to get off the phone. And I think partly because he called me from his landline, which means he's going to pay long distance charges. So he wanted to wrap it up as quick as possible. So yeah, that was it. Got that information, was always splendid to find out, and went ahead, had dinner. From there, watched the episode of Seinfeld, and then I headed back outside. Got my printer. Oh, I turned the printer back on, try to get to print, and it started to try and print up where it left off, but the nozzle caught one of the pieces and broke it loose, so it was a dead piece. So started over and reprinted it, and it turned out fine this time. So worked out well. I was able to get it all printed out and all that good fun stuff, but it kind of is what it is. So had myself a nice little cigar, hung out with the dog outside, and just chilled out and had a good day. So that's all I got for right now. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe and wonderful day. Thanks for watching.